We now welcome Coach Bill Self from Kansas. Coach, your thoughts about the upcoming season?
Well, I know you guys just want to talk about basketball with me, but before we can get to that, I just want to let you know that you know, due to the trial in New York being ongoing, I will refrain from any comment that is directly related to the trial due to that has been a mandate given to me, and certainly I will request that. I will say in relationship to that, though, at 9:30 approximately this morning, we issued a press release saying that we would hold Silvio De Sousa from competition based on recent developments within the trial in the last couple of weeks, and we will wait for an eligibility review to be done jointly by our university and the NCAA. And the timetable on that is unknown due to obviously the ongoing trial, and also when all parties can actually complete that review. So with that being said, I'd be open to talk about our season. I know that I'm very excited, obviously, to get a chance to coach a bunch of talented guys that are pretty well thought of from at least from a preseason expectation standpoint, and you know, probably deservedly so. We've got a lot more depth than what we've had the past few years. Certainly, we're much bigger. And we have some talented guards that are still freshmen, but they are talented, and certainly with the three guys setting out last year, I think that can kind of help fill the void of our lack of experience in the backcourt. So it's going to be an exciting year for our basketball team and our program, and certainly one that we're very much looking forward to playing and competing in what will once again be as good a league as we have in college basketball.
Okay, questions for Coach. Got a question all the way in the back on the platform, or near the platform.
Todd Lebo, Sports Radio 810. Coach, regarding Silvio, was this something to do that came out in the trial? Is this the possible professional Spanish contract, or is this an NCAA thing with money that was spent? Can you just tell us either way what's about?
I'm not going to go into details, but Silvio was declared eligible last year by the NCAA, so that should answer your own question right there. But so this was from recent developments that took place within the trial.
Questions for Coach. Got another question back on by the platform.
Coach, two questions. One about the preseason poll. You talked about how you were honored to be the number one again. But K-State's right there, number two. Do you like the way the 1-2 is for the state of Kansas in that preseason poll, which I know means nothing at the end of the year?
Which you're right, it means absolutely nothing. But I do think it speaks to the level of play that our state has, not only within our league but nationally. And you could throw Wichita State in there in recent years when they've been picked so high in their respective league and had such great teams. But I think we have a chance to be pretty good. I know K-State has a chance to be very good. Having had an opportunity to coach against those guys 3 times last year, and certainly seeing their players develop within their program and the experience that they possess, I certainly can't see a reason why they're not only a Big 12 contender, they're a national contender also.
Now, I know what your answer is going to be to this, but I have to ask it anyway. They extended the tournament here in Kansas City to 2024. It was announced today. Other teams talk about how, oh, yeah, it's a great tournament, but, boy, there's sure a lot of fans for one team. Yeah. Anyway, your thoughts on just keeping it here in town and the women joining in?
Well, I don't know all the details about anything other than what you just said about obviously extending the contract through 24, and the only thing I can say is it's my favorite totally neutral court that we've ever played on. So naturally, K-State and ourselves can benefit from the crowd base because obviously we're more local. But props to Kansas City, they have made this event very important and part of the fabric of what the Kansas City is doing through the Sports Commission, and an important part of Kansas City and the things that go on within it. So I think that Kansas City deserves a pat on the back for how important and how much they put into the tournament and getting it back again.
Coach on the left, second row.
Coach Jackson Schneider, KJHK. Can you just tell us a little bit about how Dedrick has developed in his year under you without playing and now heading into his first real season at Kansas?
You know, I didn't see Dedrick play a lot in high school. You know, he was a highly recruited youngster, but I didn't see him play a lot. Saw him play some in his 2 years at Memphis, and the thing that I talked to other coaches in the league about him, and that was the fact that they thought he was a ridiculously high IQ, skilled, big guy. That the game was kind of in slow motion to him. After coaching him now for a little over a year, that is an accurate assessment. He's gotten better. His body's improved. He's actually more athletic. But the thing that separates him from most is his ability to see the game differently than the way most people see it. He doesn't see one pass ahead; he sees two, and he is the best passer we've had since I've been the coach of Kansas. So I'm real excited about that, and I think that bodes well for the combination of him and Doak together, because Doak obviously is going to play closer to the basket when he's in the game, and Dedrick can be as good as anybody we've had in being able to get the ball to him also.
We got a question here on the front row.
Yeah, Coach. Matt Hall, K-State Online. I'm curious what your thoughts were of Dean Wade as a recruit, and if you ever envisioned him getting to this level that he has now. You know,
that's a good question. We obviously knew of Dean. His high school coach works our basketball camp 2 weeks every summer for the last 20 years. And certainly every year since I've been at KU. We knew he was well drilled and certainly a talent. And I wouldn't say that his success and his progress has surprised me at all. I would say that you know, when you have a guy that is that size, that explosive, and can shoot, that tells me he's got a chance. But through obviously development, and they've done a great job with him, through development and through the opportunities that he's had, you know, he's one of the premier players not in our league. He's one of the premier players in the country.
Outside left, Coach.
Patrick Norton, KJHK. Kind of going off of Jackson's point a little bit earlier about Dedrick Lawson's progression over the last year under you. It's been widely discussed that it's a fresh look to the roster so far this year. But do you think that it's almost undervalued how the Lawsons and Charlie Moore were able to spend that year with you, and how it's almost, while it is a fresh look, they have been around this team and around the locker room now?
You know, that's one advantage in this particular situation with this team, to take transfers and have them sit out in a year you knew that you would have big turnover, because now we're playing with experienced guys instead of freshmen that we would have recruited to be in those spots, or maybe sophomores by now. So they're still young, and certainly you know, Charlie, even though he played 1 year at Cal, he's still young. KJ and Dedrick a little bit older, but I think the reason for the optimism within our program, as much as anything else, is because of the unknown of the three guys that are sitting out. They're nice players. They're going to be good players. All those things. But we're still a long ways away from being a team that can play to its ranking. Trust me.
Okay, Coach, we're going to let you go. There's plenty of questions left, but there'll be an opportunity at 1 o'clock for you to do the one-on-ones down at the other end.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Coach.